Hi, now we often get asked how to template Pulse templates. It's pretty easy, but it takes anywhere from about 1 minute to maybe 30 minutes, in some cases an hour, depending on how complex the site is. So let's assume you already have a template running already on a website, or you've created one by hand, or you've downloaded one off the internet, and you want to convert it into a Pulse template and then give it to a client or give it to somebody to edit on their own. Let's just have a look how we're going to do that. So in the help CMS, Pulse CMS kind of knowledge base we have here, you just search for template and you'll find this post called how to template. And it's just going to tell you this, the very, very basic way. There's 3 snippets you need. You just need the title tag, the description tag, and then you need this here to tell Pulse where to put the content. And you also need to put the paths in, the relatives paths, so that Pulse can find all your assets, like your CSS and your JavaScript and stuff like that. So I think to put all that in takes about 5-10 minutes, but then after that you may want to tweak. Let's say you just don't want the whole body here. You might want the hero header or the footer as well, and that might be a little bit of playing. So in our demo that we're going to look at here online, I've put the default template into a folder called old. This is just as it is. I've just duplicated it and called it old, just so we have it here on the side on the left for reference. And then I'm going to try this. I've never done this before, so we'll see how it goes. I've just googled Bootstrap templates and I've found this site called startbootstrap.com. These are all Bootstrap templates which are very, very popular. Pulsers keep asking me, do we have any Bootstrap templates? And there are a few, but there's plenty on here you can look at. But I'm just going to take, I just clicked on this one just now, and I've downloaded it. And I've now got this. It's kind of had a zip file and it spat out all these files here. So let's see what we're going to do. This is all going to be trial and error for me too, so let's have a bit of fun. So firstly, we need to make sure we get the CSS and JavaScript. So first, let's take in everything we need. CSS, JavaScript. We need the vendor files, which could be the jQuery, things like that. Mail we don't need because Pulse can have a contact form. And we might need the images as well because, well, you know, there could be some things that we need. So we just drag that into the template. The index file is here. We can pull this in as well into the template. Okay, and then we're just going to have to rename this to template.php. So if this will somehow work, there we go. Template.php. Right, now obviously this is not going to work at the moment, but this is all the content that template's got. Now a lot of this we want to put into Pulse blocks and pages later on, but just for now let's start with the easy stuff. Okay, so the description and title tag, well, we'll take that out. We'll go back to our, this is the old, which is the demo that ships with Pulse, and we'll use this for reference. And we're going to just take in this title tag here. Oops. And then we want the description tag as well. In fact, I'm going to take the whole line because this cursor is so huge. It's just not. It's not playing ball. So there we go. I'm going to try and keep the code nice and neat. So those are in. And then, as I mentioned, all the assets, all the CSS, all the JavaScript, we need to reference it using the path and /template. Because this is going to tell Pulse to look in the path in our config file /template/asset. So let's just put that in. So in this case we've got the vendor here, haven't we? So if we put that in here, so that would be path/template/vendor. That will work for the Bootstrap that one as well. This one as well, that's the font awesome. These are online references, we don't need to do anything there. Just quickly scan through. It would probably just be in the header and the footer, but you never know. There could be some images which we need to reference later on, either in the CSS file or in the content, but the content one should go in your media folder. There's another vendor one. There's another one. Now contact form JavaScript, I'm not going to go for this because we have our own contact form, don't we? I mean, yeah, some of this you might not need, but we can worry about that later. We can save that. Another thing to bear in mind, you may add Google Analytics, but if you want to run the Pulse stats as well, we just want to take in the stats tracking code. Otherwise, when you go to your Pulse dashboard, you won't be able to see the stats. So we'll just put that in there, save that. That's looking good so far. So, in our demo, we have this, which is referenced here. So yeah, if you just put that into your body, that will give Pulse a place to dump the content. But let's look at our template. Do we want to be doing that? Well, this looks like the hero header to me, which actually, if we look at the site online, is probably this bit here. And then these bits, the main content, I mean if it's the about page for example, this bit here is going to be the bit which is inside this container and a row. So let's look at, let's have a look at what would the about page look like. So that's a lot simpler, isn't it? So what we'll do is we're just going to put it into here. Okay, so I'm just going to take that and take out all this content, because this content's just giving me a headache at the moment. We're going to get rid of all this down to there. So that will put our content into here. And this is obviously the Bootstrap reference here for the column width. I mean, the footer we could leave as part of a template, because once you've set these up and you've set up perhaps your Twitter link, your Facebook link, I don't know, GitHub, you might not want that. You may or may not want the client to be able to do that. If you do want them to do that, then what we could do is in Pulse we could create a footer.txt and then paste this in there. So maybe let's go ahead and do that, just so we can see what it looks like. For this particular example, it's probably going to be a little bit HTML, but that's okay. So we've copied that out. We'll leave a bit of space there. We'll just go into our Pulse, and I'm going to create a block. Well, we have a block called footer already from the demo, as you can see there. And I'm just going to paste in what I took from the previous. Well, yeah, it's got the font off and awesome references, but anyway, that's in there. How do we reference this in the template? Well, we need to then go to our example that we had before, the old one, and just we need to do this here, this include content blocks footer.txt, because that's the name of what we have it. Let me save that. That will work. What else do we need to do? Let's have a look. So the content's going to go in there, the footer's going to go in there. I quite fancy just taking this for a ride as well, so I'm going to leave it so that the image will be the image here, which, by the way, we need to reference. So we need to take our path /template again, and we need to reference that image. But I'm going to leave that in the template and I'll say that to my client. If you need that changing, perhaps ask me, or just go to image, home, bg.jpg and just change the image. You know, if you want to put a new image in there, just create a new one, drop it in with the same name, and it will change. That'll keep it nice and simple. Or you can reference that to the media folder if you want, but we'll leave it there for now. But I'm going to let them, I want them to change this part here. I want them to change the title and the subheading depending on what page they're on. So I'll leave a bit of space there, and I'm going to go back to my pulse, and I'm going to call that block, let's just call that block hero. Now there are some legacy blocks here left from the demo. You can leave them in. If we're not referencing them, they're in there, but to avoid confusion with your client, you can delete them later on when we do a tidy up. Oh, that's not gone very well. Well, you want to, when you're having HTML, you always want to paste it inside the HTML block here. Just want to tidy that up a little bit so it looks nicer. Oops. Okay, save that. There we go, that's easy for them to change. Okay, now again we just want to do the same things we've done here, but that's actually called hero, isn't it? So we now have a hero header, we have the main content, which we can put the contact form in, the blog, media galleries, whatever we want. Pulse will drive all that. We've got the footer as well, and we've got our analytics. Are we missing anything else? Yes, we are. We have a menu here which we want to do something about as well. Now, if we go back to our Pulse again, we already have a block, a super block called nav. Okay, so we just want to change this content. So we can maybe just take the list information here. I'm just copying it because it's easy. I mean, we could leave that as it is, but it doesn't really matter. But you just have to make sure you have these paths as well. So we'll paste that in. That's to create those pages. Yeah, we should probably actually just leave it because it's the same. Look, it's the same HTML. It's just a list. But it doesn't have this stuff here, the first class, so we can just maybe take out the first class, save that, and that will probably work actually because we have these pages set up already. So if we go back to our example we had before, again it's just this kind of PHP include that we need to put in. Again, if you're not familiar with PHP, it doesn't matter. We're just copying and pasting here. I think anybody can do this. Again, the block is called SB_nav. I'm just going to save that. I think that's pretty good. Again, this you could make this into a block as well if you want. Toggle navigation, that's obviously for when it's, let's have a look at the demo. That's probably for when it's a mobile site. Yeah, it could be something to do with this. The word menu is here, and there's a font awesome. I mean, we could make that editable, or we could just leave that in the template. It's probably fine. Okay, so here's for the moment of truth. Let's refresh our Pulse site and see what that looks like. I'm not hoping for much, but here we go. Oh, and it's broken. It's not working. Why is that? Let's have a look at the source code. Ah, there's nothing there. What could possibly be going wrong? Well, if we have a look at our code, everything should be okay, shouldn't it? You'll see the thing there. I've called it template PHP because I'm an idiot. Even though I've been making these for God knows yonkeys years. See, even I make mistakes. There we go, we're just going to call it layout PHP. See, learn from my mistakes. And then we refresh that, and there we go, boom, it works. So this is pulling in content from the old site because I haven't actually changed that content yet. But I mean, it looks okay. I mean, I could change it if I want to. Obviously, you might think, right, I don't like that layout, so we can change it. But let's have a look at see if it's working. So if we go to the blocks and let's have a look. What can we do here? Let's look at the hero. Clean blog. No, it's dirty. I can't even type. No, it's dirty. Just say that. A theme by Start Bootstrap. Save that. There we go. That works really well. The menu here. This is all working. As you can see, the galleries are working. What else do we want to do? The form is there. Yeah, the just forms. These we need to add obviously in the template. The footer, yeah, we can change. We had that as a block, so we go footer. It's 2017 now, man. Give it the times. Change that. There we go, 2017. So that's how easy it is to convert an HTML template into a post template. I hope you find it simple, and good luck with your next project.